Hi guys, so today I want to talk about narcissism and narcissistic personality disorder. I'm not a clinician, I'm not a trained psychologist, but it's an area that I've been interested in, and it's very important for anyone who is interested in the human nature, particularly those of us who deal with masculinity issues. There's what we call the dark triad personality, which includes narcissism, psychopathy, and Machiavellianism, which are personalities that make many men alpha and attractive to women. Of course, most of them are harmful on the face of it, but they also have survival benefits. There's a client of mine, a lady, middle-aged lady. She had a situation and she contacted me. So what she had was she had this son who the primary issue she had was that the son, who was I think about Form 3, was asking for a lot of money. So she was giving him money, a lot of money already, but the son wanted more money. So and she kept giving him money. And she contacted me asking me, what can I do? Why does he keep asking for this money? You need to talk to him and so on. So I noticed that she was compensating for something. I asked about the background. Apparently, she was separated from the husband, who she said was an alcoholic, very responsible man. She had told the guy to leave the house at some point, although she kept supporting this guy. So we did what we could do about the son. I talked to the guy, he improved, we kept in touch, he kept improving. But what I told her is that she needs to seek therapy, because I could see there was some dysfunction in terms of how she was relating to the son. I could see there was some sort of maladjustment. So I told her, you make sure you seek professional help. You need to talk to someone who is a clinician, because I look at myself as a problem solver, not a clinician. So that was it. We went separate ways after a while. She called me about 4 months later and she told me, Jacob, I'm so surprised. Is it possible for someone to be a narcissist and not know? I told her, yeah, most narcissists actually don't know that they're narcissists. She told me she had gone to a therapist and she realized that she was the one who had actually made the husband become who he was, through her narcissistic behaviors. The guy had become a drunkard, he had withdrawn, and it had led to the breakdown of their marriage because of her narcissistic behavior. So in any case, we had a conversation and she was on her road to recovery. I want to talk today about narcissistic personality disorder and narcissism. In general, at least most psychology textbooks, they say that most cases of both narcissism and narcissistic personality disorder, 80% is normally men, 20% women. But that is rapidly changing, especially because of social media. We have a lot of women who exhibit narcissism and NPD. I'm going to call narcissistic personality disorder NPD just to save time. Most of us have narcissistic traits, and it is not necessarily bad to have narcissistic traits, because of self-preservation. If you're not narcissistic at some level, you are liable to be exploited and to be taken advantage of, because ultimately everybody is selfish. However, narcissism, of course, if you are overly narcissistic and egocentric and all that, then it is going to impair your relationships with others. But narcissistic personality disorder now is when it manifests itself in a manner that actually it makes it difficult to have healthy relationships with others. So it impairs your relationships. Many times it leads to depression, isolation, and so on. So there are many types of narcissists. We have covert narcissists, the ones who don't come out to be narcissists. They pretend to be very nice people, but low-key they're very jealous, envious, sitting with rage, and passive-aggressive. Those are covert narcissists. So many times they'll talk behind your back, they'll backbite you, and so on. We also have communal narcissists, the people who want to take photos when they are contributing to poor people. You know, they want to show that they are generous so that they can get the admiration, what we call the narcissistic supply from others. But then, of course, we have the covert narcissists who are very loud and aggressive, very showy, the way they dress, the way they show up in public. They want to court attention, they want to be seen. Those are what we call covert narcissists. And then, of course, the worst form of narcissism is what we call malignant narcissism. Most of these guys, they lack empathy, they lack ethics, they tend to steal and cheat, they're dishonest, they're liars, and so on. Those are malignant narcissists. Maintaining relationships with them is very, very difficult. I want to talk about narcissistic personality disorder, NPD. The causes are not very clear, but they can be very many. If you have a child that has been pampered and adored so much by the parents, they can become narcissists. You can also have a child who has been very heavily criticized, okay, or rejected. They can also become narcissists. And I think also that is one of the worst forms, because the ego sort of gets exiled, and what now comes to the fore as a personality is a mask. It's not a real person. It is a mask because the real ego, because of the trauma of rejection or criticism, has been exiled. Some people also say narcissistic personality disorder can be genetic, maybe some imbalance of hormones or chemicals in the brain. I also want to talk about this because many, particularly women today, anytime they have a disagreement with a man or with their boyfriends or their husbands, they say he was a narcissist. It's the same way people misuse the word misogyny.